News editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome to County-Wide. I'm Paul David. As always, it is great to have you in studio with us today. We're sitting now with two gentlemen to talk about Toys for Tots in the Sedona area. We've got Leonard Barrow. Welcome back to studio, Leonard.
Thank you, Paul.
Actually, you've never actually been in the studio, have
Not
you?
in the studio.
You're always the watcher,
I'm
but
the watcher.
Today you're the participator. And then Sedona firefighter Mark Feeney. Welcome to studio.
Thanks for having me.
Mark's going to be working on raising some funds for Toys for Tots, so he's here to talk about what he's going to be doing for that. Website for you is sedona-az.toysfortots.org. I'll say it again, sedona-az.toysfortots.org. And we'll repeat that multiple times during the show. So first of all, Leonard, some people don't know what Toys for Tots are. I do, you do, but give us some background. How did Toys for Tots come about?
Well, Paul, back about 1947, Major Bill Hendricks was a member of the Los Angeles Marine Corps Reserve program. And one day he was heading out the door and his wife hands him a Raggedy Ann doll she had made. And she says, "Hey, Bill, see if you can find some place where this will go." So Bill went around in a couple of weeks and he comes back and he says, "You know, nobody out there does anything." Well, she says, "Well, why don't you start it?" So that year the reserves filled up 5,000 used toys, fixed them up, and distributed them. And then in 1948, the United States Marine Corps decided, hey, that's a great program, we'll do it. So it started basically in 1948. Now the logo for Toys for Tots and the name was done by Walt Disney.
And that I did not know. And you said you didn't know that either.
I didn't know about the, I knew about the logo, the little three-car train.
I didn't know that either.
But I did not know that Walt Disney also selected the name, Toys for Tots. Well, he and Bill were close friends, and they worked for competing movie studios. And so it just grew from there. In 1996, the United States Marine Corps decided, well, our reserves are so active around the world that we need help. So they brought in the Marine Corps League in 1996, and we've been involved with them for a long time. And almost all of the Northern Arizona Toys for Tots are run by Marine Corps League programs. Give you an example, in 2019 there were 807 local campaigns in the 50 states, Washington, D.C., U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and Guam. And we've been recognized, the foundation, Toys for Tots Foundation, been recognized by the Better Business Bureau's Wise Giving Alliance with, for every dollar, 97 cents of that dollar goes to help buy toys for the Toys for Tots program. Nice. Great program.
Great program. I got the Better Business Bureau coming in next week as well, so that's nice that you brought them up. You know, when I look at the logo now, I can see that you can see the Disney in it.
You bet you
I had not noticed it until you said it, but then once you say it, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So Walt Disney had a hand in that one too.
He did.
All right, and then Mark, what are you going to be doing for the Toys for Tots? And we'll get more into about the program and how you can volunteer if you want to. Donations, those are going to be key this year. Donations every year, but this year most definitely. But Mark, go ahead and give us a little kind of a rundown what you're working on.
Yeah, so I was thinking this year, obviously with the current climate, it's a little different. So I was riding my bicycle in the garage at home, and I was kind of got to thinking, I was like, hey, maybe I could see how far I can ride in 12 hours and kind of tie that in with Toys for Tots, because in previous years they've donated a lot of bicycles to some of the kids who have benefited from the program. So that got me thinking. I was talking to some guys at work, and we're kind of going ahead with it. And early December, we're still deciding on a date, but we'll release that on our Sedona Fire Facebook page, and that's where all our information will be. So yeah, we're going to try and see how many miles we can knock out in 12 hours. So it's going to be an exciting day, but it's going to be a long day as well.
Do you know how the donations are going to work or anything? Or we're still putting that together, right? And you're going to send me that information.
Correct,
I'll put it on the air because this is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, the donations, it'll all be online. Whilst I'm riding, we also have a Toys for Tots collection drop-off box, as well as at our other 4 stations in West Sedona, Uptown, Village of Oak Creek, and the Chapel area. But I'll be at the Village of Oak Creek during this this ride, and people will be able to stop by, drop the toys off, and kind of see where I'm at, see how many miles we're in, and yeah.
Okay, so there's more to come on that one. There's more to come on that one. All right, Leonard, so last year, let's talk last year's Toys for Tots. How many kids did you guys help out, families?
We had about 820.
Okay.
And it was a real good year, and I think that year we put out 45 bicycles also.
Okay.
So it was a good thing, and who knows what this year is going to bring out. And you and I were talking a little earlier. It seems that the number of kids registered so far this year have been down quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Which seems weird to me. Because I really thought coming into today's show, driving down here this morning, I thought, okay, so we got COVID going on this year. We've had all kinds of different things that are going on this year. And unemployment is at an all-time high. And I thought, okay, unemployment right now is even worse than it was during the Great Recession. I remember you guys coming down to the Great Recession, and you needed a lot of help because there was just so many families out there that needed that extra help that year. I can't imagine what this year's like. So I guess maybe, like Karen was saying before the show to your wife, maybe it's going to come in. It's going to start because here we are in the month of November, so it's bound to start.
Usually we don't really get anything really going until after Thanksgiving. Everybody puts away the turkey bird, and then all of a sudden Christmas is on them, and then everybody rushes in. Mm-hmm. And Sedona being particularly hard hit because of the resort areas that we have in and the restaurants, it's been tough.
Yeah, tourism is way down. Mm-hmm. Although Sedona's rebounded a bit from that, it's not quite what it was.
That's true.
Most definitely, yeah, because there's several months where there was no tourism going on.
Exactly.
So everybody's kind of hurting in the area for sure. How long have you and Karen been doing the program?
This is my 9th year. Karen jumped on board about a year later. She did some paperwork for us before, so about 9 years. About 9 years? Yeah, that we've been the coordinators. I worked on it for a couple of years when they first started it as just kind of a grunt. Uh-huh.
You're a veteran.
I am.
Yeah. Marines? Marine
Corps.
Okay, so this is near and dear to you.
You better believe it is.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. And then what got you started? Let me ask you that one too. Let's spur some interest here on that one.
I worked. I was a school teacher for 29 years in Sedona. So the kids, and I ran Little League, and Karen and I ran scout groups and Civil Air Patrol cadets and so forth like that. So kids were really something that we focused on in Sedona, and it just kind of naturally kind of fell on my lap, and then I said, hey, this is great, I'll do it.
It's right up my alley, all right. You were honored by the Sedona Fire Department. District, I should say, Sedona Fire District. Mm-hmm. You and Karen were both honored by them.
Yes.
Won the Sedona Fire District's 2019 Outstanding Citizen Community Organization Award, so congratulations on that.
Yeah.
You guys are dedicated, that's for sure. Like I said, they contacted me about this, so that's fantastic. Let's take our first break. Again, website for you is sedona-az.toysfortots.org. sedona-az.toysfortots.org. Stick around, Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
So I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
Welcome back to Countywide. Let's give you that website again. We're sitting down with Sedona Toys for Tots. Leonard Barrow in studio today, along with Mark Feeney from Sedona Fire District. Number for you, telephone number if you want to talk to Karen, donation, more information, 274-0734. And that website again is sedona-az.toysfortots.org. All right, so people are going to want to donate. People are going to want to help. What's the best way to go about doing that? And because it's such a different year this year.
Okay, families can register online at sedona-az.toysfortots.org, or they can register to Sedona Schools, Sedona Food Bank, St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry, or email, and this is a little bit different address. It's a sedona.az@toysfortots.org. And we serve kids anywhere from newborn up to 14 years of age.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, okay, so there's an age group that we cut off at 14.
Yes.
14, okay, so I'm going to ask you this one, Leonard. What is more difficult? Like newborns, give me car keys. They're fine with that. They'll play with that. But what age group do you find to be a little more difficult to get toys for, or things of interest for the age group?
From about 10 up.
10 up, huh?
Yeah, and when we go around and pick up our boxes, you find a lot of stuff in there for the 3 to 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and stuff like that. And then you don't find much for the older kids.
Right.
And it's pretty difficult to find around, too. Something that's going to attract them. Legos are a big thing. Anything that's got batteries, remote control cars, drones, all that.
Yeah.
But that's getting up to a little bit pricey stuff, too.
Right, that's just it. The older the kids get, the more expensive the stuff they want.
Yeah.
We've lived through that having kids of our own. So it's like, once they get to be teenagers, it gets to be a little more difficult to find things for them. That's affordable. But if you can go down the limb and do it, go for it. Now, last year you said you had quite a little over 800 kids. This year now you're a little short on the kids calling in. And we did talk about at the beginning of the show that maybe we just haven't quite reached that point yet. But I would assume that you and Karen think that you're probably going to get quite a few more names coming in.
This is a lot. We get quite a bit after Thanksgiving, and also we have to work around the school vacations because we do a lot of the distribution and the sign-ups from the schools, and once Thanksgiving's over, then all of a sudden it's kind of like an avalanche.
Maybe good to have folks, if you're going to need a little extra help during this Christmas holiday season, if you know you're going to, maybe get that information out to Leonard and Karen, or contact one of the other Toys for Tots in the state too. I know Flagstaff has a Toys for Tots. I think Cottonwood has a Toys for Tots. There's several Toys for Tots in the area. So look around and figure out which one serves the area that you want to help, and then get that information in, or that will help you, and get that information in early as you can, so they can kind of prepare this year. This year's a weird year, so a little extra time would be nice, right? Mark, Leonard was talking about how he was a teacher. You were a teacher as well. So what else can you add to our show today to kind of help us along here?
Yeah, so like you said, I used to be an elementary school teacher. Prior to moving to the U.S. in Australia, I was teaching there. And then when I moved here, I continued that. And then now, obviously, I'm not, but just helping kids is still something that I really have a passion for, and I know what these kids go through when it comes to Christmas time and the holiday season, where those who are maybe a little more unfortunate than others, they kind of sometimes feel left out, and it's good for us to be able to give back and to be able to make them enjoy their time with their families, and like you said, with the current state that we're in, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more people sign up and encourage people to do so, so that we can help as many as we can.
Sure. Now, you've got boxes set up, Leonard, right?
Yes, we do.
You've got boxes to collect toys, so
Yeah.
if you're going to go to the store and buy toys, there are boxes around the city of Sedona. Is there an easy way to find out where those are at?
Yeah, well, I'll give you some places in West Sedona, which is Walgreens, Quicker Cleaner Car Wash, Wells Fargo Bank, Starbucks, Bashas', Sedona Kids Company, Tlaquepaque Toy Town, Ace Hardware. In the village, Clark's Market, Chase Bank, Bell Rock Inn, and Oak Creek Espresso, and also the Ace in the village. So we've got about 53 boxes around town, and they do well. Our merchants, it was really interesting because, you know, with the year, I went in this year and I said, hey, are you interested in having a box or whatever? Oh, we want the box. We want the box. Every person that was still in business in Sedona wanted a box.
Good.
Just the spirit. And I want to say one other thing. The fire department is our ace helpers. These guys, this is typical of the attitude of them.
There's always been one here with you guys.
And helping us. And it's just been a gift for us. And we really appreciate the fire district in Sedona.
Yeah, it's a good collaboration. It works every time. Yeah. I think Mr. Wu was here last year, right? Wu?
Tyler Wu.
Yeah, was here the last couple of years now.
He's our liaison, we call him.
Okay, all right. We got that going on. Okay, we talked about how to register. There's a gift registry. Karen, I want to make sure we talked about the gift registry through Amazon. Let's do that, because that's one of those things that during the COVID-19 year is going to be maybe helpful to some folks.
This is a fantastic program.
How's it work?
Okay. You go to the Sedona online, which is Sedona Toys for Tots on our web page, and then you click on the Sedona Amazon gift list.
Okay, and that's going to be on the main page, probably on the website.
Yeah, there's a spot there, you click on it.
Okay.
And this goes to Amazon, and we have put on there a list of desired things that we found under $25 each item, and they click on that, and they will send them directly to us. In fact, this is a couple of the things that we've gotten through them.
Okay, all right. So I pay for it, and they get shipped to Toys for Tots. So
and
that's convenient.
If you have Amazon Prime, there's no charge to have it shipped.
Okay.
And our poor old mail carriers lately have been beating a path to our front door. The turnout has been fantastic. Donations can be made through the website also. You click on Donate Local on the Sedona Toys for Tots fundraiser or Chris Salon's fundraiser page, and the same thing goes. It goes back to our account back in Quantico, strictly for the Sedona's Toys for Tots.
Okay, and does it separates that, where it'll show that this came from Sedona, it's for Sedona Toys for Tots, and it's going to go to Leonard and Karen to purchase the toys that need to be needed for the program. It's awesome.
It's a fantastic program.
Yeah, that's really handy. I bet Karen had a lot to do with that, didn't she? I bet she did.
Did it all.
I bet she did. Yeah, I bet she did. Now let's. We've got a minute before we have to take a break, but well, you know what? Let's take our break now. We'll come back and let's talk volunteers. Do you guys need volunteers? How's the volunteer thing working out? Because I know that's been kind of an issue for folks this year as well. Phone number for you again: 274-0734. 274-0734. Website again is sedona-az.toysfortots.org. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
So I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Orkin has pest control down to a science.
When your business chooses Orkin's Precision Protection Program, you get a tailored pest control program for your specific industry and environment.
Your business can benefit from over a century of experience, training, and scientific knowledge that define the Orkin man.
Maximum protection, minimum exposure, backed by one of the industry's most comprehensive guarantees.
Choose your locally owned and operated Northern Arizona Orkin and get more than an exterminator. Get an expert.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a few minutes left in the program. Toys for Tots, no matter where in the state of Arizona, is going to need your help this year. Matter of fact, all the 501c3s, nonprofits, they could use a little extra help. If you can do it, pick one, find one, and help them out. Toys for Tots. Website again is sedona-az.toysfortots.org. Phone number for you, 274-0734. You'll be talking to Karen on that line. All right, so volunteers. Do you need, because I was thinking about this too. My wife and I usually volunteer for it. I thought, well, are we going to do it this year? Do they have a way they're going to handle the volunteers this year? So what do we got going on for that? Because you do need volunteers.
Well, we had a virtual conference this year with the foundation, and they said basically we have to follow the CDC's directions for COVID.
Sure.
So we are screening this year, and we're actually having to keep our volunteers when we do bagging days down to about 10 because we have a smaller area. So they come in and we have a nurse check them out with the temperature and ask them questions and so forth, make sure they're wearing masks and stuff like that. Right now we're in pretty decent shape for volunteers, but we don't know what's going to happen with the COVID.
Okay.
So we draw volunteers from the Rotary Club and from a lot of the other people out in the street. In fact, like I was just mentioning, we have the Chief of Police this year is going to come in 2 days to help us bag toys. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if our fire department chief will be coming in too under some kind of a dare or something.
Sure.
So we do pretty well in Sedona for volunteers. The community in Sedona is just unbelievable support for our Toys for Tots program.
Exactly. And let me say this, that if you find you need help with that, you and Karen just call me like you do.
You bet.
And then we can put on the air and say, look, Toys for Tots in Sedona, so folks will be listening for that, and hopefully, and if they need them and they want to volunteer, they can do that.
Thank you so much, Paul, for your help on this.
Oh, you bet. It's a good program, and there's a lot of kids out there that do need something. I can't imagine being a kid. I had friends when I was in school, and I can remember them coming to school the day after Christmas or after Christmas break was over, and they didn't get anything. And here I've got my new stuff, and you could just tell that it definitely bothers them. So
you bet it does.
Yeah, if you need a little extra help, just reach out for it this year. Just do that. And then we've talked about the donations. The best way to do that, I guess, is through the website. You taking any cash donations any other way, or check donations?
We have coin jars. Also, we have people that just send us checks.
Okay.
And people that we know send us checks and so forth. The community is just so generous over there. It helps us immensely. The cash donations have been surprisingly strong.
Okay. Good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, because I had some doom and gloom in my head when I was driving the other day. So you've erased some of that from my head. So that's good.
We seem to be rising above it somehow.
That's good. Well, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So again, I guess the website's probably the best place to go for that. Mark, you're going to send me more information, and it'll be on the Sedona Fire Department's Facebook page, Fire District's Facebook page, in regards to the bicycle ride to raise funds as well.
Correct. Yes. So like I said, we're just nailing down a date. Logistically, what's going to work best, and then all the information will be on there.
Okay.
And we'll also provide links to the Amazon shopping cart there, so that people can just go directly
make the donations
to that
there
from that way as well. So.
All right. Again, that's all we got time for, Laird. Thanks. Nice to see you again.
Thank
Mark,
you.
nice to meet you and have you in.
Paul.
The website again, sedona-az.toysfortots.org. Phone number is 274-0734. As always, we thank you for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.